What's up? I'm Grizz. Welcome, episode 10, Yamada. Last week we had Akane was sick and new girl in guild, and I think that's it. I think that's where we're kind of going. I hope that we continue the Akane sick type of thing, and we get to see how that all unfolds, because that's something I was actually looking forward to, and I hope that we didn't just kind of skip through it. So hopefully that goes well, and then we get some progression based on that. That's all I can really hope for, though. If you like it, I'll hit the like and subscribe. You mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for discussion. Leave any comments about this episode or series. Let's go on to episode 10. Yamada, where you go, bro? No. I'll definitely be hurt someday. Oh, shit. It's exactly what he's doing. She has this image of him. Which is likely. Doesn't know how to... Yeah. She just doesn't know how to take this, though. Fear? Lots of fear. Because why wouldn't he? He's a great dude, you know? No.
YT03 って名前で昨日あなたと戦って、それでもしよければプレイ中の手元を見せてほしいんだ。
You gotta prove yourself, bro.
見たら帰ってくださいね。
And just like that, she was down horrendous for the rest of time.
プロになった方がいいんじゃない？
He took that serious, because he does now, right?
私が出会ったみたいに。いつか誰かと出会ってしまう。
This is just one of those situations, though. If you don't force anything or you don't take any sort of action in your way, you're gonna stick with that thought in your mind constantly, like she's having now, trying to suppress the fact that if she doesn't do anything because she knows she won't, so she's too afraid to, that she just kind of accepts it in a way that this is gonna happen. I don't know.
結構親切なんだって。彼と仲いい人ならみんな知
Yeah,
ってる。
we have seen that he tends to be, he just doesn't present himself the right way.
私先週委員会で
Or know how to process things.
すごく助けてもらって、それで
話したことありましたっけ？
少し残酷だってことも。
Yeah, he doesn't understand feelings well. It has to be somebody who's so, like, has that ability to break down his
2年生
walls.
になっても彼女作らないんだね。モテるのにいつまでも一人だと。
The issue is you're a little too similar to him.
別にどうでもよくないですか？人のこととかないです。
ため息。
Almost as if he doesn't care. Think of this. Or was it a sigh in, like, the sense he thinks that she was trying to, like, do something? And he's like, fuck, I gotta deal with this again.
俺のこと好きになってくれた子がいて。
Oh, her again. Okay.
すっげえいじめられてて。
We've been waiting on this.
ほぼ不登校みたいな感じだったんですけど。
And that's where his issues stem from, of not feeling like he deserves anything, probably, or deserves to experience this.
山田くんもその子が好きだったんだ。
Wouldn't necessarily say that in a way, though.
大人になってもずっと一緒にいようね。そんなのわからないよ。
俺はただ担任にそうしろって言われたからそうしてただけです。結局いじめ止まらなくて転校したんですけど。
Understandably, yeah.
時々思い出して。
And almost probably regret the way that you went about things, or how you at least handled it.
最後に話をした時、すごく泣かせて。
Because you didn't have to mean it in that
なんて言えば
moment.
正解だったのかたまに考えるんですけど。
It's just a reassurance thing at the time.
わかんないまま。
And he still hasn't, yeah.
なんかめんどくさくなってきて。
Dealing with problems of somebody else that you never want to. Because he doesn't want to have to see somebody like that again. Through his own words or the way he does things.
興味がないんだ。だから自分に好意を向ける人もちゃんと見えていない。
I don't know if I agree with that.
わざと見ないようにしてるんだ。こんな残酷な人に恋をしたらきっといつか傷つく。
あかねさん、水飲めます？水、無理でも少し。
You can't drink? Yeah. Bro, bring her to the hospital. This is no normal cold. Please.
やばくねえか？
Yeah, please.
なんだろう。
She goes into the world of illusions.
目がもう
Uh-oh. I have a feeling we're gonna do this similarly to the end of the first episode where she wakes up and he's just like chilling there or something and then like she's all confused about what just happened.
あかねさん、
And this is the illusion that she's having.
保険証どこにあります？
Or maybe not. Good.
あれ今
Mm-hmm.
山田がいたような。
Get her out of here. Good. He's so cruel, isn't he now? Right, right.
それにしてもなんだか騒がしい。
Yeah, I knew this was bad, dude. You could just tell last week. There's no normal person who just has a cold who can't just swallow water, you know?
あった気がする。
See, now I'm confused about what's a dream and what isn't. I think this part's it is, but... Eyes pop out. No, it is. See, I'm so confused.
そうか、夢。
サミ
See, it's not. I'm so confused.
ー、説明するからベッド入った方がいい。
Does she stay asleep the entire time while he brought her there and then he brought her back?
駐輪場でへたり込んでましたよ。
そうなの？そういえば山田みたいな何かを心配して様子見に来てくれたのかな。
Yep.
風邪うつっちゃうかもしれないのに。ずっと
See, that's the last worry on people's mind in situations like this.
んだろう。
夜間も受け付けてる病院探して。
Okay, so he did the she didn't wake up once. She was so out of it.
嬉しい。
She's so
あ
grateful.
りがとうね山田。
好きなんですけど。
こんなに優しいのに冷たいなんて言ってごめんね。
そんなこと言われたっけ？
山田は最初
Probably
か
not.
ら優しかっ
暇だったんで勝手に借りて読んでました。
たの。いい本でしょ。私これに
Oh,
すっごく救われたんだ。
よくわからなかったです。
poor girl.
山田には関係ない本だよ。
Yeah, exactly.
山田はどちらかっていうと振る方が多いと思う。
いや、そんなこと。
Doesn't think about it twice.
そんなにいいやつじゃないです。
Yeah, so see, he still holds this without him. No, look what you
悪
just
魔もそんな
did.
顔してた。
浮気されたのに。
まあ今となってはね、
Cool.
嘘つかないではっきり振ってくれてよかったかなって思ったりするよ。
Yeah,
ごめん。
100%.
バカね。
本当に
This is much better this way. Now, it would have been better if he did it prior to the cheating, but you know,
もう無理って分かったから、私別れ話はすぐに受け入れたの。
smart.
分かった。いつかどう
Mhm.
せ思い出にされて懐かしむときに泣きわめく私より笑ってる私を
Right, not the version he saw of you trying to show him up by showing up to that game thing where you met him.
だなって思わせたい。
Mm-hmm.
なんかそっちのが良くない？
Definitely better. Still a problem that you care so much about what he would look back and think about, you know, but
思ったの。
to this day,
さよなら。
to this day.
ずっと一緒にいてくれて
Mm.
ありがとう。
She's the one who apologizes too.
さよなら。
Poor girl. Oh, in game. I was about to say, the fuck is this?
泣くほどうまいですか？
飲み込むのが激痛。
Oh, alright. I was gonna say she's probably just happy she could eat something now, but
もしここにいるのが山田じゃない男の人だったらめちゃくちゃ焦ったんだろうな。何なんだろうこの山田が醸し出す
he's so
安心安
calming.
全な感じ。
He's also sleeping.
ただでさえ女性苦手なのに。
Mm-hmm. But he didn't even think twice about helping you.
これそっち置いてもらえる？
足を伸ばして。伸ばさないと。
Settle down. She's so extra. Oh, alright, settle down.
貸してください。
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The way her fingers are moving. There you go, settle down. Ah, peaceful. Look at him. He's like an angel.
でしょ
But it's the cold, it's the cold. What is this feeling in me? It's almost like you can finally let your guard down and relax and be comfortable. Okay, that's not gonna help it.
はい。慣れてますから。
Felt that. I've been there way too many times. No, don't worry. He'll be back. Nah, he'll be back after school. Don't worry about it.
まあ、
Oh,
点滴でだいぶ良くなったみたいだから。
what's on your? What are you gonna do? Come on.
邪魔しました。
So close.
すいません。その近くに
Didn't realize you were just standing over me. You're becoming reliant on him. That could be bad. Pulls him back. Yeah. Don't go. No.
行かないと。
No. Accident. Yeah, yeah. Huh? She's so great.
じゃあ、お願いします。
I love her so much.
お大事に。
I thought he was gonna come back later. Now she's like, what the fuck was I doing? It was fantastic. Absolutely everything that I wanted combined into it, right? And I've said beforehand that I was really hoping that we didn't skip over this, as you have those with a lot of shows, or they just do these types of setups that they were doing with the house visits and stuff like that, with somebody being sick or whatever, specifically as like comedic relief usually, or they use it in a way to introduce like one bit of like movement of progress between them. But this one, I felt like we had a whole bunch going on that really allowed our characters to become more comfortable with each other and also gain some information and some different like perspectives, I guess, on like why you should feel certain ways or how to feel certain ways or how others feel, and be able to kind of apply that into their own life and their own situations and really figure out exactly things that they might have gone wrong in the past, or maybe find an answer of something that they've been looking for a long time, specifically Yamada with the girl in his past and situations like that. The episode mainly begins though with the idea of Yamada's classmate giving us a whole bunch of background on her and exactly the situation that went on with them meeting for the first time, playing a game together, and from that point on being able to expand their relationship to what it ended up being now. Two people who are fairly similar, I guess, in the way that they present themselves outwardly in a way, but also seem to have similar interests and a bunch of other stuff like that. You would think would be a perfect match in some sort of way, but at the same time it doesn't, because somebody like Yamada seems to really like break down his walls and bring him out and kind of get this person out of him. Needs somebody who's kind of not like that and not like him. And that's like a classic case where you see like the hard introvert people, usually they have somebody who's like very extroverted as one of their friends, because those are the people who are able to kind of break them out and, you know, allow them to kind of feel more comfortable and be who they are. So these two don't really match up in that kind of regard, and mainly because we already know, and we find out more about this episode, Yamada specifically has issues in the past regarding the situation that happened with that girl that he was at school with and refusing to protect her in a way or make a promise with her, which is a thought that constantly replays in his mind. It's like a mental block in a way now, where he doesn't feel comfortable around other people, specifically because he doesn't want to put himself in a situation where he has to make somebody cry or hurt somebody's feelings or do something like that, right? So he distances himself as much as he can. He averts gazes of other people. He does whatever he can to avoid that at all costs, which is why every time something about being in a relationship or romance or anything gets kind of brought up, he's like, oh, I never really thought about it, because it's not something on his radar at this point, because he still can't get over past issues that he's kind of had, and it's a thing that continuously plays in his mind. But as we know, with almost all things in life, if you want to further yourself in some sort of way or get over certain things, you have to face the things that kind of happen, whether it is actually doing an activity and kind of just facing against that and getting over the fear that you might have of that, or sitting down and really reflecting and trying to think and find an answer for what you did wrong, or maybe what you could have did, or how you would do it differently in the future if that opportunity presented itself. Because it doesn't really matter what you should have done, right? Just what you would do in the future would be the better opportunity, because you can't go back in the past and change anything. His classmate talking about specifically how Yamada's so cruel and that she would feel bad for anybody that kind of has to get into a relationship in some sort of way with him, right? Because of the type of person he is. But then we immediately flash to seeing how caring he is in a way, and how he really can be, and how he feels being around Akane, and the way that he actually acts at the end of the day. Which might not be, it could be multiple things. Like I read it as this is really who he is, and it's just something that he hasn't really been able to show, and he really hasn't had somebody that he's been able to feel comfortable enough being around that he can actually show this version of him, that he actually does care deep down, and he's trying to do things that are going to better himself and help them. But it could also be he simply just feels more comfortable around her and feels like she's somebody worth doing that for in a way, and that's why he changes the way that he is, or maybe that's why he doesn't present himself in the as cruel or whatever as other people might end up seeing him, right? This whole visit was fantastic though, with her constantly just being over the top completely because of the cold, and because she's kind of like hallucinating in a way with what's going on, or her mind's all over the place because of it. She can't really think or act normal, right? The hysterical crying and complaining of pain and all the other things that kind of went on were just fantastic, and I'm very happy we got to see that, because I feel like a lot of times, especially with these things, it just doesn't really play it off that way. They try and make it like as cutesy as they can, make the person just seem better than they really are, and it isn't actually like that. This is more of a reality of kind of how some people can act. Some people just have no energy in them and literally can't do anything, but some people completely turn into like an absolute child when this stuff kind of goes on, and it's understandable why she would kind of react and turn out the way that she did here. Through conversation with Yamada though, being able to fully have like a discussion to allow him to reflect on, I guess, the idea of what he should have done in the situation that happened in the past, considering the girl and everything else that happened, and you know what the right answer is. And as he still says, he doesn't know what it is, where I would personally believe that the right answer for him to do at that time would be to lie in a way. If he truly couldn't feel like he could sit there and look her in the eyes and be like, oh, I'm going to protect you forever, or whatever she wanted out of him, right? I understand that. But I think it was a situation more so where he needed to just say something as a reassurance in a way to make her happy and make her, you know, feel like I can get through this day. Because at the end of the day, you were the only thing that she ended up having. And she had to remove herself entirely from everything and restart completely if it wasn't for that, which honestly could have worked out positively. Like, we don't know her, so we don't know exactly how she turned out and everything. But if that was the case, I'm assuming things might have turned out well going to a new school with everything else. If not, then things really could have gone south for her. But I'm assuming things ended up turning out fine and might have worked out really, really well for her. And this may have been the best thing that could have happened to her, right? But him thinking on like past regrets that he has in a way, such as we saw last week with Akane thinking about how she still has regrets and things that she wishes that maybe she went about different, or maybe she took a bit more serious or did differently with past relationships and stuff, right? And how she can apply that going further into the future, and not wanting to make those same mistakes and stuff. And those are regrets that she's going to kind of latch onto because she's in fear of those things happening again. So how Yamada himself can kind of apply that and make that into a better situation now, specifically with Akane, as we're trying to build something within this relationship, but any other time in his future, and how he should approach certain situations may be a little bit different. I think it's like a simple situation of even her thinking about wanting to have like this good image left over for her ex, and kind of have like something like that where he can look back and be like, damn, I fucked up, or oh, this was like a good time, like a good situation, why would I ever do something like that, right? Like leave that kind of lasting impression, which I think is a healthy outlook in a way. But at the same time, like, why would you care if you're going to remove yourself completely from his life? That's something that I've never really understood, but it is what it is. Like, that's not a negative thing. She has a more positive outlook than I do, I guess. But I just thought it was really funny how she had all those books and everything about it. Like, she really was struggling here and really needed some help. But it feels more of the situation where like the classic wanting to hear like a thank you from somebody more than like a sorry for something that happened, right? Just be thankful that they were there and like things turned out good, or something actually like whatever happened, right? Rather than apologizing for the things that you did do, thank me for my help or something, right? And I think it's a similar thing like that. She would much rather be looked upon positively at the end of the day than have to look back and somebody view her in a negative light in that sort of way. And that's how Yamada should kind of look at it and be like, did I do something enough for this person in the past to kind of warrant them being thankful for the stuff that I did? And if I did, that's enough at the end of the day. Maybe I did mess up here or there and things didn't end the way that they should have, but at the end of the day, did I provide a positive enough impact upon this person that it makes things good, a good memory to kind of look upon? And I think it did, and I think he was able to realize that as she runs away and thanks him for everything that he's done up to that point, and being able to reflect and be like, maybe I did do something good at the end of the day, and maybe I should have did things a bit different, or I could have approached this different and it could have ended better. But the fact that she took that away, oh, this was somebody who did protect me for so long, and this is somebody who like was very important to me, that might be a memory that she can look fondly upon at the end of the day. And he can also look back on it and be like, she walked away with a smile, right? Even though she had tears in her eyes, she walked away positively at the end of the day and was happy about the things that I was able to do for her over this time. So I don't know, it's good though. It's a good amount of growth, I think, that really comes out of him being able to at least recognize this and take the first real step towards improving and getting over this type of situation, and not having to close himself off to these types of situations and just girls in general, right? The scene with Akanai becoming a bit attached and kind of reliant a bit on Yamada at the end and not wanting him to go and grabbing onto him as he's trying to leave was great. Her not even realizing it or the things that she's even saying. And she's just kind of going all over the place because she's an absolute mess of this situation. But that was fantastic, which is great because the wheels are absolutely turning for her here, which is all that we can really ask for. Yamada's still got a little bit of work to do to really get his head in the right place there. But I think he is able to probably recognize how appreciative he is for the things that Akanai's kind of done and for the type of person that she is within his life. He just needs to get onto her level a little bit more before we get anything. And maybe this works out differently and he doesn't have to, and she can just be more of an aggressor now in the situation because she probably recognizes how she feels. So maybe we can push it along that route, which I think would be really cool to see too. But I don't think it's going to be like that. I think they probably going to want to get each person mentally on level playing fields in some sort of way before we get into anything. Still feels like we're moving towards the finale confession type thing, so we'll keep a track on that, but progress seems to be working well enough for that so far. But we haven't actually set anything up, it seems like, with a couple episodes to go of like a certain event or festival or, you know, some sort of thing going on like you usually get, like fireworks or something. So we'll see. I guess next week or the week after will probably be key moments to keep an eye out if they have something that they're hinting towards coming up. If not, who knows, maybe we won't even get one. I would hate that. I hate when we end seasons like that because then I have to go read the fucking manga. I don't want to do all that. That's going to be all for me though. Really enjoyed this. Sorry if energy seemed a little bit down throughout the reaction as well. I was trying, but I'm incredibly tired right now, so I really don't get it all in me. I'm slowly waking up as I'm talking more here, but it's rough. It's rough. My bad. Thank you very much for watching, though. If you liked it, I'll hit the like and subscribe to mean a lot to me. For you to check out the other videos on the channel, leave any comments about this episode or series. I will be back next week for episode 11. You guys have a good one, though. See ya.